So I got this thing sitting pretty close. Got my measurements here to here. The front body mounts are sitting in the holes on the frame, so that's good. But this thing, as tight as I can get it, this is sitting up. I think it's because this little rib here. I might make a couple pie cuts just to get this thing to sit back when that time comes. But right now, I think with those mounted up, this measurement and then a measurement from here to here is pretty darn good. I put these little kicker feet on the bottom, if you can see it, basically right there, next to the jack. About a foot long support here and there. I should bring that down a little bit, couldn't I? So basically I'm going to get this so I knew that set exactly where the old frame was. So I'm going to kind of throw a couple tacks on this thing just to kind of hold this door jamb in. Basically I had to bring this in a little bit because I shifted the cab this way. Get these all lined up. I'm going to try to get like this and this lined up this way, in and out. Maybe throw some self-tappers across the bottom of that floor to kind of just lock it in, and then I'm going to throw a door on there and see what our door gaps look like. Cab on at the top of that tack together, well, more or less welded in so it don't go nowhere. Bottom is cut out. I had to do a little bit of work in here because the door jam's rusty. So kind of patch this in here, kind of get this together a little bit better. That way I do have a ratchet strap holding the door jamb back, and then that's holding it there, which we got a pretty darn good line here. We got to tweak on this a little bit. We got a good line here and here, so looks like the top of our door is pushed out a little bit, but we're right there in the ballpark. I did door gap. Our body line here looks pretty good down the side, so I think that's really close. I'm gonna go ahead and do some rust repair in before I weld it all the way in solid. That way I can adjust it if I need to. Got this side fitting pretty good. Doors on, I need to move the door back a little bit, but basically the floor's in there. I think the next step would be go ahead and fix that rocker inner panel there. Back here on the C10, we are trying to get the rocker lined up with the door. We got the door kind of sort of in place. It's a little high, but I'm trying to get the rocker where it fits, where I got a good rocker gap. I do think this pillar here might need to come out just a hair, but right now what I'm looking at was the front's pretty good. I could knock that in, but back here we're hanging up. So being a standard cab, the rocker would have went into the rear pillar, but since we changed all this, I'm gonna have to cut this along here somewhere, drop this down and come in here, and now this will go up and flat into the jamb to make the jamb come down. So when you open the door, it looks like it could have been part of the factory rocker. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'll probably more or less just get this rocker where it's either clamped or self-tapped or clecoed in. Maybe a little bit of all three, but yeah, that's kind of what we're working on. Let's see if we can't cut the back of that rocker down, maybe get the front of the rear rocker in. It's sitting there, I got the back in, just kind of sitting on there trying to figure out our door gaps. They put that piece of metal in there and they extended the floors, or they extended the cab, they put that in there, and it's kind of messing with me because that piece of metal comes down like this and then goes into the rocker, and the original floor pan went up. Actually had a little bit of a dip there. Maybe they ran the wires to the taillights and stuff, or to the back of the cab. I'm not really sure, but I know that it was more, it kind of came down and then went in and then up into this pinch point. So it actually had like a little bit of a groove here. So we're trying to fight that, and then hopefully we'll modify the crap out of this rocker and then hopefully get it at least set in there. Hopefully today, at least tapped in there, self-tapped and clamped in there, so we know that that's good. So that's the plan. We'll see if we can't get this done today. can kind of see how that rolls back through there. Basically it has this roll right here, because this is the front part of this jam back here. The back was different on these because this was out further, being the back of the door jamb. So I continued this inner B-pillar down and tied it into the inner rocker, and then basically made this piece here to kind of simulate that same line back there, so then it comes back out, even though our door seal red's here. So it won't matter, but I just thought it would look kind of cool. I accidentally tacked those together. I need to take this off, finish welding that we did back there, put this back on, and do something on this inner rocker. I think part of it's not catching back here, but that is for another day. So I'm going to call the video done here for the day. It's about 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, so I'm going to end it here. Remember, if you like this type of goofy stuff, if you like me seeing me work on this old junk, yeah, like, subscribe, comment below. I remember, get out there, create something today, even if it sucks. Peace.